Welcome to You Are Not a Goat. If you want to follow your passion and do what you love, this is the podcast for you. Without further ado, here's your host, Slimy Zions.
Hello, and welcome to a very belated episode of You Are Not a Goat. My name is Slimy Zions, and I'm your host. Welcome back to the show. So it's been forever, really a long time since we had our last podcast. I believe it was in the beginning of the month of August. And since then, there's been nothing. I've been traveling a ton, visited many countries, and just been working really hard to put bread on the table. That is the number one priority for me. The podcast is not a money-making thing, but I do love doing it. I love sharing knowledge. I love, bringing in exciting guests and creating content that people enjoy. But it is not the number one thing on my priority list right now. The number one thing is to support my family. So that's why I've been gone. Then, at the end of October 30th, I said I would be releasing another episode. We'd get back into the podcast. And then something hit me. I got the flu. Completely took me out for a couple of weeks. I was in bed for a week, could barely stand, had no appetite. I really was not doing well. The flu also took away my voice. And when I lost my voice, even when the flu went away, my voice did not come back. I'm still suffering, actually. You can probably hear it in my voice, but my voice is not the same. Definitely still feeling the effects of it, but it's mostly better. So for almost a month, I had no voice, and every word I said, there were actually a few days I couldn't even talk. But even when I was able to talk, there were a couple of days, every word I said was just painful. And a podcast is all about talking. So I did not release any podcasts. Thank God, voice is better. So we are back. It's going to be a short, quick episode. Just want to share an idea I had, and we will get back to the longer episodes with guests in the future. This week, we're going to talk about charity. How you can give to people even if you have no money. So it seems like the whole world revolves around money. Everybody works so they can get money. You need money to live in a house, to buy food, to get around, buy clothing. It's all about money. And most or a lot of what motivates people is money. And that's fine. That's the way God wants it to be. But there's also an aspect of parting with your money, and parting with your money in a way that's not necessarily for you, meaning charity, right? So you're on the subway, happened to be tonight, I was on the subway, and somebody walked on, asked for money. Nobody was going to give the person anything, but I felt so bad. It was like no one was helping this guy, and he really seemed like he was in a bad situation, so I gave him $1. Not a big deal, but I hope that it was helpful to him, and this is something I try to do. I'm not a rich guy, but when I can, I try to give some charity. What if you have no money to give charity? Can you still be charitable? Meaning, is there a way that you can contribute to people without having to part with any money? Not because you're stingy, just because you want to help, but you don't always have the means to do it. So let's jump into this. I had some thoughts about this that I wanted to share with you guys. Something you can give to people aside from money is your time, or your words, or your actions. If you're walking down the street and you see a homeless person who needs money, you don't have any money on you, or perhaps you're just not in a position to give the person any money. You can offer them a kind word. You can tell them things are going to get better. You can give them a hug. There are so many things you can do that can improve somebody's situation without costing you a penny. Let me give you another example. You eat in a restaurant, or you utilize a business. Let's say you send your suit to the cleaners. You paid for your suit to be cleaned, or you paid for your meal, and you walk out. If you're happy with your suit or the meal you got, something you can do that would be really helpful is you can write a review on this person's website or on Google, Facebook. You know, you have no idea how much reviews help people. Businesses have been destroyed because of bad reviews, and they can be built with good reviews. So sometimes what I try to do is when I'm on a flight, before takeoff, and I've already called my wife or friends, parents, whatever, told them, I'm about to take off, I'm expected to land at this and this time, done all that, waiting for takeoff, not really in the mood of reading anything, but I don't want to waste the time either. So I'll just go into like TripAdvisor and start writing reviews for restaurants that I've been to or hotels that I've stayed at. And this can be really, 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 really powerful for people. And it can literally change the way a business is structured. Another charitable thing you can do is you can walk down the street, you meet a friend, you know the person's in a rough spot. You just tell them something kind, something nice. This can really change somebody. I've been in situations in the past where I was in a really rough spot and I didn't know, what to do, and I was just in a bad spot, and then someone comes out of the blue and tells you something nice or gives you a little piece of encouragement, inspiration, and it changes your whole mindset. So, if you have money and you're able to give charity, good for you. Do that. If you don't, there are so many things you can still do. It'll take 30 seconds for you to write a review on TripAdvisor for the last restaurant you ate at. You can just give an old person a smile. If you walk past a police officer on the street, you can stop and say thank you for your service. There are so many things you can do to contribute to the world that won't take much time, won't cost you a penny, and will make the world a better place. That's all I have to say for today. Short and sweet, but I hope to be back next week with a full episode with an amazing guest, and I hope you guys will be there for it too. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Chusidel, that's Chusidel. You can also follow the podcast pages at You Are Not a Goat. And if you have some time and you want to do some charity, you can leave us an awesome review on the iTunes podcast store, and 5 stars, say something nice. It'll take you 30 seconds, and it helps us grow the show. So looking forward to see you all next week. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and keep doing that charity.
You Are Not a Goat, the podcast for you.